another Zapdos lead. And Celebi lead is either a Super Blast from the past, because offensive rock Celebi used to be a thing, with Aqua Berry, sometimes even Focus Sash. And it kind of was a precursor to those offensive, special attacking Aqua Jirachi leads that became popular for years. It was like Rocks, Leaf Storm, U-Turn, Hidden Power, Earth Power, T-Wave, stuff like that. But I think the likelier option is the relatively recent innovation of using Celebi, Bold Celebi, because Bold Celebi also used to be a metagame standard, but it's got used as a lead a couple times on bulky teams because you kind of feel out the opponent's team with it. It's great against offense because it's so hard to bring down. And then against defensive stuff, you just use it for rocks and other stuff, and your other Pokemon will carry the weight there. But this is supposed to give you more of a cushion against things like Breloom and offensive Swampert, and just generally, wearing down potentially annoying things like T-Tar. Like if T-Tar's occupied with taking on your Celebi, then it's not really going to do too well against your Latias or your Rotom or Clefable, for example. So it's got some great offensive defensive functions. But that's not what we see. We see Blissey getting his Scarf tricked onto it on the first turn, and tricking a Zapdos always... it's strange, because what if that Zapdos is Specs and just blows you away with HP Flying, or U-turns on you? I mean, I guess then you get the Specs and the Zapdos gets the Scarf, but that's still hardly terrible. But yeah, Blissey gets tricked to Scarf, and Celebi U-turns out into Swampert as Blissey pops up rocks, and then Swampert pops up rocks as Breloom comes in as D's. I guess thinking, hey, that's a Breloom, that's a Celebi, but it's not going to threat. Okay, no, the SD, I don't know who it was meant for, and good thing Breloom got out of the way of that, because the Celebi reveals it as Psychic, so it can actually threaten it more than with just a hidden power. But yeah, I'm not sure who that SD was for. I think just Seed Bombing or Double Switching would have done the job. But yeah, Dredre's team, I think, is almost certainly going to be filled out by Starmie, Jirachi or Metagross, bulky variant, or Scarf, I suppose. And then Heatran is very likely on those teams. It could be Specs, it could be Scarf, it could be a million different sets, but it usually is Specs or Scarf there. Usually Specs with the Scarf Steel. Scarf Jirachi was the popular variant of Jirachi's, the user, not the player. And then there were some variations with Scarf Metagross. Great set. And then I think August had a permutation with Scarf Heatran and then a different kind of Metagross set. But there's a million things you could do, obviously. So Celebi U-turns out of the Scarf Blissey, locked in a soft boiled, and then doubles back into Blissey as Starmie tries to come into Swampert to get a spin-off. But now Celebi, because you don't know that it doesn't have Leaf Storm. So, and I guess if the Celebi U-turns here, you still don't know. I mean, because it could be Healing Wish. I mean, I personally think that's a pretty good way to use Celebi. You get Healing Wish out of it. You get, and I think Dredre's calling that bluff, and there is the U-turn. So nice move. I kind of like that move specifically because... First of all, the Healing Wish logic, I think, checks out. If you're going to be using Scarf Celebi, yeah, Trick and U-turn are cool, but Healing Wish really gives you utility. It's why Latias is so great with those choice sets, because even when Latias itself might not pull something off, then Healing Wish ensures you get another shot at something else. And... also, he kind of has to take that kind of risk that even if it does have Leaf Storm, it's likelier to go for a U-turn there. I mean, I guess you could say, oh no, it's going to Leaf Storm because who cares if Blissey comes in. But, yeah, you're also kind of falling behind early on with the Blissey getting tricked and everything. So you gotta, reset a little bit, You gotta make something happen in return. So he clears the rocks and reveals and paralyzes a T-Tar. He knows the T-Tar's not Scarf. He knows it's not Lum. So that's big, for an SD Breloom. I guess there could also be a Machamp here. Oh, wow, good timing. Yeah, I was gonna say, that Starmie has T-Wave. Oh, dual fighting. Yeah, cool. So, Macho Man is in with Rocks and Sand, and for fighting types, that is all you need, pretty much, because, yeah, Ghosts and Psychics are vulnerable to Pursuit, and Flyers, barring Gliscor, hate Rocks and Sand. And Gliscor, of course, gets Ice Punch. There's the substitute to ensure you smack something real good. Here comes Celebi, going to Psychic. Celebi getting worn down here by a big payback is going to be big for Breloom, though, because it's going to get opportunities on Swampert, it's going to get opportunities on T-Tar. We're not quite sure what kind of... I mean, it's clearly bulky offense, but what kind of bulky offense exactly he's going to be running here. So... But yeah, suffice to say, Machamp and Breloom are going to be scary. And if he goes to Blissey here, and let's say Celebi U-turns, let's assume the worst case. Celebi U-turn, or here comes Jirachi. Oh, it has Recover. I was not expecting that. So rather than healing its teammates with Healing Wish, it's healing itself. Okay. I was going to say, if the Swampert comes in on the Blissey, then just go back to Machamp and D-Punch, because if Swampert stays in and tries to slug it out with you, then that helps your Zapdos out a lot. Because T-Tar paralyzed, Celebi down. I assume the Celebi would be down. So Zapdos would be really appreciative of that. So, but no, the Celebi is recovering, so it's actually going to be kind of a pain. It's cool, though, because here you have a classic defensive Celebi. Well, in terms of the roles it's performing, not really in terms of as Starmie comes in and eats a crit body slam, no para. Yeah, in terms of how it functions, it used to run T-Wave, Recover, Grass Knot, HP Fire pretty consistently. So, but in terms of, withstanding big physical hits and healing them off, that was classic. So in comes Breloom on the Forced Recover. Now you hope that the Starmie doesn't have Psychic, but with the Psychic Celebi, the very physically bulky, by the way. I mean, that took 56 from Machamp payback. That is a bold Celebi. So yeah, I assume you have to. Yeah, and I mean, even that Facade bounces off. So yeah, I assume you would want another move there on your Starmie. So he's got some sort of... Mishimoto's definitely going to have a steal of some sort, and then a big hitter of his own. Lots of options for those categories as well. But he's also going to want something that has some sort of a ground/spikes immunity, because right now that is going to be really difficult for him to deal with. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be D-Knight or Gara for some reason. It just feels a little off with the synergy he has with the Celebi and Starmie. I mean, the rocks spinning, of course, but I don't know. I'm not sure where this team is headed, because right now it's a bunch of bulky Pokemon. Yeah, all-purpose. There's Pursuit and whatever, but to what end? It's not. I don't think it's a full stall team. As here comes Starmie again to get paralyzed, and this is needless. Okay, he got the para on the Jirachi. Never mind. I was gonna say, is this necessary? Can't you just go to Swampert? But I suppose. So now in comes. Well, it's gonna. I don't know, I think you kind of had to take advantage of that Forced Recover there to make something happen with Machamp. No, like, go to Machamp, to Forced Recover, because now Starmie spins and you lost a ton of pressure, and the Blissey is Scarfed, so the Starmie will spin on it forever because you don't have Pursuit. So I guess in that sense, then Dreidry was always on a timer as soon as that Celebi unleashed the trick. Yeah, I don't know about that Starmie risk, but I think the Machamp had to come in there and just click D-Punch, and, Celebi, as bulky as it is, it doesn't want to come in with rocks and sand and getting confused. Starmie would obviously. I mean, yeah, he does it now, but, not nearly enough without the rocks, and he will not get those rocks up again. Yeah, that was a big missed opportunity. I don't know what that body slam was aiming for. So now the D-Punch goes off, I'm sure. And I doubt there's a ghost, so it's at least going to connect with something. I mean, even without the rocks, Machamp is going to, be obnoxious. But it just could have been so much more obnoxious. And, in fairness, he still only really needs the Celebi out of the way, because with this Starmie that we presume cannot hit Breloom, that makes it even more vulnerable. And I assume that there's going to be, I think Jirachi is a fairly safe bet. Not just because it gives a steal, but because it gives a speedier steal when his team looks like it needs, something on the faster side. Okay, there's Zapdos, so there's the ground immune we were looking for. I mean, the payback, yeah, okay, but the Celebi recovers the payback off, unless you were going to stay in and commit to slugging it out. I don't, but it feels like you can do that after you D-punch, you know? And, like, what pivot around the D-punch is it? I don't know. So now, I guess you go to Blissey, you get rocks, you watch a Starmie comes in and spins forever. Okay, never mind. Now you have your opportunity. Now you can go to Machamp, or Breloom, whatever. I think Machamp was... it's fine. Same difference, let's say, for now. So now the Celebi's coming in, obviously. And if it wasn't clear, then this Breloom does not have Spore. It's SD3 attacks. The other two are Seed Bomb and Superpower. So, okay, are you just going to stay in and finish the Celebi off? I mean, it's not a move I hate, because you can take a Psychic. Facade will probably take it out with Sand. If the last one did a 33, then yeah, okay, that's something you can bank on. And then the Breloom will get more opportunities on Swampert later. I mean, it'll be really weak. You can't switch into anything. It won't be able to... Oh, come on, man. Why? Well, no, that really bugs me. Who was that SD for if not to stay in and go one-on-one with the Celebi? You know, because you don't need the SD for Swampert or Starmie or T-Tar. I don't know why they'd ever switch in. But if you think it's gonna say just Seed Bomb, like... And if you're not going to stay in on the Celebi, what was the point there? That was just free. Yeah, now the T-Tar can pick the Blissey off with Pursuit, so it's just gone. Or the Starmie can spin on it forever. So, I don't know. This is another wasted opportunity. Yeah. Okay, well now the Blissey's gone. Oh, sorry, I messed up. Because it, oh, whoops, I skipped all the way back. Okay, yeah, I got, I just thought the Celebi U-turned on the Switch. It's Psychic the Blissey on the Switch. And it soft-boiled now. So it can still escape from the T-Tar. And he can get Machamp in with the rocks and the sand. So, oh, dude, what are you doing? Dude, what is that? Who is that soft-boiled for? Are you just looking for the full para? I mean, it can superpower. I mean, I'm pretty sure the T-Tar can switch moves. It's not banded, I don't think. Actually, it might. Okay, never mind. It might actually be banded. Okay, there's the full para. My mental calc is very off, but that does seem like banded Pursuit. But now you have to switch. So does Mishimono go to Celebi here? I would. Okay, well, you get a nice big Pursuit on it. Dude, why not Machamp? Why? What is the Jirachi doing? Who ca- Okay, please double to Breloom now, as the Starmie comes in. Or the Swampert comes in. Please. Why? Okay, that's not terrible. Who are you healing to? Blissey? The Scarf Blissey that is just... There is so much offensive potential here, and it's just not... And it's just going nowhere. Because after all of those mistakes earlier, then the Machamp is still so well poised, even against this team of Czechs, to mess things up, but it's just not being given that opportunity. So I guess this battle can serve as a lesson of, you know, thinking ahead is the easy way to put it. But it's, I think it's more, you know, if you're going to make a move, then, you know, who are you making the move for? Like the SD, it's like, oh, well, SD to be threatening. Well, you know, the Pokemon that you thought was going to switch in, switched in. So, and I'm pretty sure that SD wasn't just let me bait the, and there is the Jirachi last. I'm pretty sure that SD wasn't just let me bait something. Let me, you know, see what happens. Or let me force the Celebi to Psychic so I can get something else in on it. It wasn't that. You know, just Facade, force the I don't know. Anyway, the last is Jirachi. So I guess this is some kind of like general balance team. I don't think this team would do very well against Stall at all. But, I mean, theoretically, if you get something you get a good trick off with Celebi, and then you really use your CB Tar well at pursuing and breaking with it, then theoretically, but anyway. Yeah, so now I think this, oh jeez, this is going to get Fire Punch burned, and that's the game. Okay, well, Oh no, he's just gonna T-wave it. Okay. Alright, well it doesn't have body slam, so that's one less move it can use to harass the opponent. But alright, so much for that. If the Jirachi is... I mean, that Iron Head wasn't really to paraflinch, it was just to get some more lefties. It's not about paraflinching the Zapdos out from full. At least he shouldn't do that. He should go to Swampert or something. Or the CB Tar. But it's not going to be difficult to wear the Zapdos down. Thanks to Rocks and Sand and, you know, Starmie going down in like 2 seconds. You know, once it's okay for Starmie to go down early on. That sometimes when you use a bulky Starmie, then that is just going to happen when you face a Pursuit T-Tar. But you gotta make up for it. You gotta make... I mean, it was halfway there. You got the T-Wave on the T-Tar. Okay, great. Now it can't do anything funky to Machamp or Breloom. And then they just, you know, had their... I mean, even once the surprise of the Celebi being that bulky and having Recover, even after you use a Trick Scarf, you know, yes, Mishimoto's getting a lot out of that, and it's a great choice for sure. But it's just been... Wow, that T-Tar took a lot from that T-Bolt. It feels like a bulky Zapdos... a bold Zapdos from how little it took from Iron Head. But that T-Bolt did strangely... I mean, he could still have some special attack EVs. Anyway, that Tar is going to... Oh, he's just going to stay in and... Well, I mean, he can beat the Tar one-on-one. He's probably going to lose to Jirachi now. So, not that there were many good options, but I mean, Machamp and Breloom should... I don't know. This is... Yeah. Now what? You just go to your... Actually, you go to your own Zapdos. Yeah, for sure. Because the only good answer is Blissey. I mean, if Jirachi comes in, who cares? And Jirachi and Blissey. You just want to force the Zapdos out. That's all you need. Zapdos can't even double in and get a heal off because it's paralyzed, so... I guess he's making sure that his own Zapdos' T-Bolt KOs, but... T-Bolt, not HP Ice. It is a little stronger. Because HP Ice is 70 times 2, and that's 140. So, and T-Bolt is 95 times 1.5 is 142.5, if I'm doing my math correctly. Yeah. And for those wondering, wait, Hidden Power 70, T-Bolt 95, those were the damages they did before Gen 6. Gen 6 knocked them down. I made a video on it called, oh wow, oh! Okay, well that Zapdos has a very interesting EV spread because it's so physically bulky and it hit the T-Tar pretty hard. I mean, I guess if the T-Tar is bulkless CB, that kind of makes sense, but... and then it withstood that T-Bolt. I mean, wow. And it got a T-Wave off, so... But at this point, I think it's just too much. Jirachi's just going to take over the game. So I think it's too little, too late. Yeah, even getting up rocks at this point. Getting up rocks earlier, what you have to do is get up rocks earlier with Blissey, and then pressure with the fighters and make things happen, and then slowly withstand the defensive Jirachi, which you could do with a combination of your... Oh, well, there's a nasty Celebi Facade crit, but since it's not going to beat the Jirachi, then it's tote, because you know, it's not even about avoiding Iron Head flinches. It just subs and forces you to superpower to break it, and then goodbye. So... Yeah, yeah. You had to force things to happen first with the fighters, and then deal with the Jirachi as the comeback attempt, which you can do with your own defensive Jirachi, which is paralyzed, so it can't be burned, and wishing and stalling it out, and you know you can help yourself out with Zapdos in conjunction. But now he's just gonna, you know, he only has Jirachi to do it, and he's still got. You know, I mean, I don't know what that Protect was for on the most obvious substitute ever. Yeah, okay, folks, we might be here for a while. If it gets too boring, I'll start telling anecdotes about things that have happened to me recently. Which seems likely. But yeah, you had to... it was still very doable if you were, well, doing what I just said. Yeah, if you could help yourself out with your Zapdos and you didn't still have to... I mean, the Celebi getting crit there is super lucky and kind of does what he should have been aiming to do earlier with the rocks and everything. But, yeah. Alright, well, since they're going to be taking a while as they engage in this pee-pee stall war, someone recently was asking me to just ramble without purpose, so I guess this is as good an opportunity as any. I don't really have a subject in mind, though, because the easy thing is just movies I've seen recently, but that's too easy, so I'm sure I'll get there eventually. But I'm thinking about moving, actually. Not like to, countries or anything, but just because my landlord jacked up the rent way, way, way too... He already did it last year, and this year again, I mean, it's borderline criminal. So, but yeah, I think I have to give like 3 months notice before I move, which is a pain. But, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to get a bigger, nicer place now. So, well, that's the hope anyway. Because I was looking at places and I was like, this is basically what I pay already for so much more. How does he think that this is okay to do? And also, how does he think if I leave, I guess he thinks I'm just going to put up with it. But if I leave, how does he think, oh, yeah, I'm going to get someone else in here at this price? Are you out of your mind? It's not even about that it's too expensive. Like, I can afford it. But it is so disproportionate to what it should be. If I'm going to pay this much, I need a much nicer place. Anyway, the Jirachi did not feel like engaging in that pee-pee stall war. So in comes Swampert getting paralyzed on a body slam. And now in comes Breloom. So a lot of paralysis going on here. And the Jirachi eats a superpower. So it can't sub forever. I mean, it's going to get a lot of health back now via Paraflinch, but somehow Dredri is still in this game because the Zapdos is parried. I mean, the Swampert revealed that it has good amount of attack investment because, good lord, that Earthquake stung the Breloom. What was it, 37? Yeah, 37, wow. So, that's another offensive weapon he has, this offensive Swampert, paired with the paralysis support. So there's the sub. I mean, he subs just to avoid paralysis, and then he just, uses T-Wave over and over until he gets back up to full health, so he can check the Breloom over and over again. So that's, in that sense, he's still not doing badly, but I think the kicker is going to be when he is forced to contend with the Machamp later. But, we're not at that point yet. We've got a few turns of just... I'm wondering, should he wish to Blissey and try to get rocks just to burn PP? No, I don't think he should. You know what he should do? He should just wish to Blissey and then draw Iron Head just to burn Iron Head PP. No, that's too much. That's too ambitious. Yeah. I guess if he should be using... No, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was going to say, if he... Okay, you're just burning a T-Wave there, but... Dude, I hope he does not do that again. That's the kind of move that, like, if you got attacked there, and you were on my SPL team, I would go ballistic. Yeah, because in this tournament environment, then your teammates should not be, there are certain moves, like if you're wondering, okay, should I make this move or not? One of the things is, like, to try to give yourself some perspective, because in the moment, dumb stuff seems smart, right? That gets Ice Punch on the Switch, dude. That was the most obvious. Come on, man. I get that he's not really, like, flooded with options, but wishing to Breloom on the Swampert, I mean, that was just the most... Just go to Machamp. Like, he's not going to EQ or Waterfall again. And then you have the Machamp and... I don't know. I guess you could say he could EQ because, oh, what's the risk? But what's the risk of Ice Punching? He doesn't care about the Jirachi. So now he gets the D-Punch on the Starmie, and what, he's gonna... And this is still pretty scary, but, the Jirachi's got, on Mishi's end, has gotten up so much health back up to 90, so if it pivots into Payback, then that's actually pretty doable. Yeah, but when you're looking for perspective in that hey, is this move good or am I too lost in the sauce? Am I in too deep as I'm trying to galaxy brain my way out of the situation? Then, one way to look at it is like, if I did this, would my teammates crucify me if it went wrong? There's some moves, if they work, then they won't say a word against you. But if those moves don't work, then that's how you know they're bad moves. And he stays and goes for Surf, and I guess he was trying to deep punch the Jirachi on the payback, but why? Why would he risk the Jirachi? He doesn't need the Starmie at all. Just payback. Just... Zapdos comes in, you just deep punch that and go for Paraflinch, and he's not risking the Jirachi. Just go for the... Yeah, so sometimes people say Paraflinch or Paralysis Spam is broken in DP, and those people are stupid. But it is very strong, no doubt, and yeah, there goes the game. But yeah, the thing is that it didn't really have a chance to show its stuff in this game because, yeah, I guess theoretically, Blissey, if he throws away the Starmie here, it could win by spamming Seismic Toss. Theoretically. It's not going to, but it's kind of a funny idea, actually. But no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, okay, this is very, very over. So, to get some positivity out of this rather frustrating game, I'm just going to name some good movies I've seen recently. If you'd like a more positive spin to take away from this, I saw an amazing... I won't try to say it in French because my French pronunciation is very bad. But it's called, the translation is To Our Loves, I believe. It's from 1983. It was directed by Maurice Pialat, and I'm very sorry for how I pronounce his name. As a bunch of stuff is happening in the game, but this is a formality at this point. And it's from 1983. It's, yeah, the spelling is A space N-O-S space A-M-O-U-R-S. So I won't say it out loud because, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was amazing. I really, really loved that one. And that was probably the best thing I've seen. I saw Daughters of the Dust. That was really good. I saw Psycho Beach Party. That was really funny. Best things Amy Adams ever done. I saw the original Manchurian Candidate. That was really great. And then I saw the remake, and I thought it sucked, outside of Denzel. I saw the mumblecore film Yeast, which I really enjoyed because I love Frownland, and this struck similar nerves. I saw The Dirties by Matt Johnson, who made Blackberry last year, so I thought that one was good. I saw a noir called Crossfire, I dug a lot. I saw Carlos Regatas' Post Tenebras Lux. That was a strange one, but I did enjoy it. And very recently, this morning, I watched The Executioner, a Japanese film from 1968, which I really, really, really liked. Yeah, this game's pretty much toast, but I want to see it through to the end. And plus you have the banging techno in the background, but this is he afraid of getting EQ stalled out? Wow, that Jirachi, I mean, I know physically Jirachi is insane, but only 66 from EQ is pretty nuts. But this is just a matter of time. Yes, this is getting stalled out. Yeah, so lessons to take from this. Use your off. If you play, this is not a team that Dredre is using that you win with by walling everything forever. I'm not saying the occasional game won't happen where, Zapdos plus Jirachi walls everything because they're just great. But you win this, even though this is a very bulky team, it's got a lot of longevity to it, but you still win by being aggressive with it. So, yeah. Avoiding passivity is very key. And that's basically it. So, I see the GG dropped. And I assume that's going to be it. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.